Hey guys, just so you know, this is video 7 of 7, TJ here, and I'm going to have a 7A and 7B. This is 7A. This is what our structure in the party is and the business plan that they have. Okay, we have everything matters on independent power and having votes. The Republican Party's up here, and we have the RNC, the Republican National Committee, and the House Republican Committee. And then we also have, I put the donors up here, the PACs and the connected. We've got the state chairman, which is there's one. We have the county chair, which is one for each county. And in our county, Luzerne County, we have district chairs. There's 6. Then we have committee people. There's approximately 360 positions available in the county. And then we have the different precincts and then the voters, all the voters. So basically you have like a pyramid, the top down to the bottom, the voters. We also have the elected officials we elect and then, so I'm going to explain. So what happens is the donors, which are the PACs and the connected and the rich, they have a lot of money. And what they do is they give this money to the RNC and the HRC, and they have their own money. They have their own donors. And then they also give it to the elected officials, okay? So what happens is it trickles down, and it really does trickle down. So when they use most of the money, so when these guys that have all the money, they'll give the money to the HRC, they'll give it to the elected officials, and the reason why they give it to them is because they can make a phone call to them and get their guy a job, or they could have some influence, or they could just give their opinion. And I'm not saying it's quid pro quo or anything illegal, but this is the Democrat Party too. This is just the way things work in American society. Money gives you gravitas, and that's where the money goes. Does it go down to the state chairman? No. Does it go to the county chairs? No. Does it go to the district chairs? No. These people never give the money only to the top. That's it. So now these people have the money. Now how do they spend their money? And their time, okay? So when these people spend their time, do they spend their time at the committee and the voters? No. They spend it up here. So are you seeing this? What's happening is it's top heavy, our party. Even though there's a few, and there's tens and hundreds of thousands of people down here, they spend their time and money and resources up here. Now, how do these people spend their time, money, and resources? What happens is the Republican Party usually spends time with the elected officials. They'll fund events and they'll spend time with them. Vice versa. The elected official workers, the people that work for these people, are cherry-picked. They're usually friends and family or younger kids that have come. They have no business background. They don't even ask if they had success as committee people. Did they get out there? They don't care. They don't care. We believe as Republicans it's a meritocracy. However, we don't follow our beliefs. They're not hired on merit. They're hired on connected, and if their families are somebody, and that's it. And I'm not saying they're bad people. These are all great people. All great people. But we want more. We want stuff to be fair. We want them to work for us, not us to work for them. So we have the party workers. So they usually work together and in between the elected officials, the Republican Party, the state chair. So this is where they spend most of their time and their money. So when they have events, I have events here, they'll take some of this money, they'll spend it at the events, and that means they're spending time at these events. And guess who gets invited to the events? These guys get invited to the events. These guys get invited to the events. These guys get invited to the events. These guys don't get invited. So when they say, why don't these people vote? Well, maybe if you invited these people to the events and you got them involved and you spent some money on them, maybe instead of just giving them a piece of paper and say, go door knock, you got to get out and vote, you got to save America. Why don't this? These donors come here. These elected officials come here. The Republican Party come here. And they should be the central part of everything. So instead of being a pyramid where it's power, connected, money, it should be a nucleus where the powerful, the connected, and the money should bring everybody in. That's my problem. That's the problem in our party. That we don't inspire people to get involved because they don't get invited to get involved. They do get invited, usually, what month is this? This is September. Usually they call us around September to put out signs, to door knock, to get mail-in ballots, and then they forget about us November, the day after election. They forget about us. Then they're back up here. So stop it. What we have to do is start working as a family. Everybody should be invited to every event all the time. We should be reaching out to the voters, not in September, but January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. We got to let them know that we appreciate them, we love them, that we need them. And you know what? Like my dentist said, if you ignore your teeth, they'll go away. I'm going to tell you something, party. If you ignore the voters, they go away. It's simple. So, again, we always blame that the voters, so just make sure. So, like I said, and they get this money, and they have millions and millions of money they spend on TV, which they have to, radio, mailers, billboards, and professional door knockers. What they should be doing is buying gas cards for committee people that are poor, because there's a lot of them are poor. They should be buying tickets to events, because a lot of them, there's like a Trump event. You know what? When Trump comes, they get a VIP. You know where they get? They give it to here. You know what? They just had an event at the Stegmeyer building yesterday. You think any of these people got invited? Not one. You got to start giving VIP tickets down here. You got to start spending your time, and you got to start spending your money down here. Or we're just going to keep on losing. And we can win every election if we bring everybody into the party. Just so you know. I'm not saying we have hope, because in the last 4 years of doing this, there are some people that are trying really hard. And I got to give kudos to them. You know, number one, in our area, I don't know anywhere else in the United States, but in our area, Dan Muser has always spent money everywhere. He has helped everybody, the party, candidates, grassroots groups. He is the great uniter in Northeastern PA, and he is a role model that we have to follow. Brenda Pugh, she's a local person. Alec Rinkiewicz. These people realize it doesn't matter who you are. Democrat, Republican, black, white, Spanish, they have American first values, and they are working hard. So I'm not saying I didn't say everyone, but there are some examples out there, especially Dan Muser. And there's a lot of patriots out there too that are really doing the job. Scott Pressler's number one hustling with early vote action. So we have a lot of great stuff happening, but it's like taking the football from the center and just dropping it. So Scott Pressler gets the votes, and he's saying, hey, Republican Party, I'm getting you all these people. The party should be grabbing it and running with it and being like, okay, I am going to engage the committee people, engage the voters, and I'm going to give them clipboards, I'm going to give them walking lists, and I'm going to train them how to use those. I'm going to train them how to telemarket, I'm going to train them how to door knock. And we're going to treat them as if we are one big sales army. And what better product to sell than an American value system? Truth, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So we've got the best values. Let's sell it. Let's be united. Honestly, let's don't say that we're a Big Ten party. Actually be a Big Ten party. And no matter who It is. Whether it's you want to call somebody a right wing or a moderate or a rhino, we need to start always going to the events because that's how we're going to break down the walls within our own party. Again, thank you. God bless.